There's a moment in live television where history hangs on something stupidly small. Not a speech, not a fight, not even a decision you can explain later. Just a finger hovering over a switch. Backstage, the broadcast crew is watching monitors like they're guarding a vault. The stage manager is tense. The producers are tense. The network is tense. Because Michael Jackson is about to do something he was not supposed to do. He already gave them what they wanted. The safe version, the nostalgic version, the Jackson 5 reunion they can sell. But now he's standing in the dark, alone, with a fedora in one hand and a plan in his head. And the producer is staring at one button like it's a loaded weapon. Mute, cut, fade, one click, and the moment dies in silence. Michael takes a breath, and then it happens. Not the moonwalk yet, not the scream, not the applause. The first thing that changes everything is a sound. A dry, unmistakable sound that cuts through the room like a blade, the first hit of Billie Jean. That beat lands, and the entire building instantly understands. This is not a reunion. This is a takeover. And in the control room, the hand that was about to kill the moment freezes. Because now, it's too late. History just started playing. To understand why that beat mattered, you have to understand what Michael was fighting for. By the time most people saw him on that stage, they thought they already knew his story. Child genius, Motown, Jackson 5, the bright smile, the perfect moves. But what the world didn't fully understand was the pressure inside that story. Michael wasn't just famous early. He was controlled early. Schedules, image, rules. Adults deciding what a child should be for profit. And when you grow up in that kind of machine, you develop two instincts: how to perform perfectly and how to escape quietly. Michael did both. He learned to be flawless so nobody could dismiss him. And he learned to be strategic so nobody could control him forever. Then he stepped into his solo era, and the question wasn't, can he sing? It was, can he stand alone? Because there's a difference between being the star of a group and being the center of the entire culture. That night on television wasn't just another performance. It was a referendum, a public vote, a moment that would decide how the world would label him from then on, legend or nostalgia. The show had a plan, a clean plan, a predictable plan. Give the audience the Jackson 5 medley. Give them the memories. Let them smile. Roll credits. Because that's what television loves, packaging. But Michael had a different plan. He didn't want to be remembered. He wanted to be recognized. He refused to walk onto that stage as a museum exhibit. So he pushed for something risky, a solo performance, a new song, a new persona, a new myth. And if he failed, the headlines would eat him alive. They wouldn't say, interesting attempt. They'd say, he peaked as a kid. He needed the group. He's finished. For most artists, that would be painful. For Michael, it would be personal. Because he wasn't performing for applause. He was performing for control. Control over his image, control over his future, control over the story that would follow him for the rest of his life. That's why he was so precise. The lighting had to hit a certain way. The timing had to lock. The vibe had to feel like a spell. And the outfit wasn't just clothes. It was a message. The jacket, the glove, the fedora. Because when Michael changed wardrobes, he wasn't dressing up. He was declaring a new identity. The stage goes dark. He walks out calm, almost too calm, like he already saw the future and he's just arriving to collect it. He gives them the expected energy first. The room relaxes. That's the genius. He lets everyone think it's safe. Then he pauses. A silence so deliberate it feels like someone just turned gravity up. Somewhere backstage, someone thinks, wrap it up. Next segment. Because TV doesn't like pauses. Pauses are unpredictable. Pauses are where things go wrong. Michael stands still like he's listening to a voice nobody else can hear. He adjusts his fedora, and the beat hits. Not loud, authoritative. That bass line doesn't ask permission. It enters like it owns the building. The crowd reacts instantly because they don't even know what they're reacting to yet. They just feel the shift. Michael's body language changes. He's not performing now. He's commanding. Every movement is sharp, almost surgical, like each gesture is a sentence. Then he does something simple that becomes iconic. He stops again. For a fraction of a second, it looks like he's about to do nothing. And then he slides. Not a trick, not a gimmick. A human being moving backward like the floor just betrayed physics. The room explodes, and now nothing can stop it. You can't mute a moment once it's already entered people's bodies. You can't cut away from something that has already turned into a rumor in real time. You can't erase a cultural reset. After that performance, the world didn't just talk about Michael. The world copied him. Pop music stopped being only something you heard. It became something you watched. From that point forward, the standard wasn't just vocals. It was visuals, choreography, myth-making. And the wild part is, it wasn't an accident. Michael treated that night like a chess move. He didn't beg to be taken seriously. He didn't argue. He simply created a moment so undeniable the world had to accept a new reality. The competitor story is about a trigger and a click changing everything. Michael's version is cleaner, and honestly, more terrifying. No gun, no blood, just one sound that rearranged power, the first hit of a beat. That's the real weapon in culture, not violence, timing, not fear, precision, not threats, proof. Some nights aren't performances, they're declarations. And that night, Michael Jackson didn't just entertain. He announced, "I'm not part of the story. I'm writing it."